Alright everyone, we start off today talking about the Elon Musk Twitter deal. Of course, Musk has renewed the deal and called for the lawsuit effectively to end. I predicted this. In the end, he would want Twitter, and I think that there were really two goals that he had in mind. Link in the description, archived of course. This is the Verge coverage of it. It ruminates entirely on how Elon Musk didn't want to go through with it because it would raise legal questions. He didn't want to give a deposition, and the employees are frightened of him, but they're celebrating their CEO for his wisdom or something like that. To be clear, it is Musk that is calling for the suit to be dropped. Here's what I think Elon Musk wanted. The main goal was to force them into legal proceedings, hoping that they didn't want information damaging to Twitter regarding botting to get out there. And so they would say, no, please, Mr. Musk, let's settle out of court. And they would talk out of court, not before the judge, and say, look, we want you to acquire Twitter. You've agreed to acquire Twitter. There's a chance that you lose in the court proceedings anyway because, proof of botting is going to be hard to actually get as far as the millions of extra bot accounts you think exist on the platform. It'd be difficult. But we just want to get this done speedily. So here's a counteroffer. You go through with the deal, we'll drop the price per share because, the price of the stock collapsed anyway. Musk is paying like twice as much as it's worth, so they could find like a middle ground. I think that was his main goal, just to save money. He makes the big buy-in, the stock rises, everyone's happy, he gets to flaunt it in front of the entire world. Then he expresses hesitance, the stock price collapses, and then he gobbles up half of the remainder. I think that was his goal. The reason why he's attempting now to drop the suit and just go through with it is I think he didn't realize that Twitter was going to hold out so long. I think he expected that in the wake of whistleblowers, scandals on Twitter, the collapse of the stock price, etc., that they would try to cut their losses and just accept a smaller sum in order to make the entire thing go away, push it off on Musk regardless of what happens with Twitter. I think that was the main goal. And that one, he was a failure. To be clear, Elon Musk failed at his primary goal with regards to the legal suit. Not that his total ultimate goal wasn't the acquisition of Twitter, which I guess now goes forward, but he didn't want to pay so much over spot. Just to be clear, on that one, he takes the L. But he takes a huge win on the side, not only for just acquiring Twitter in the end anyway, which is going to make every liberal frenetic as they worry about it becoming a free speech platform. Oh my God, if people can express themselves, I'll have opinions that I don't agree with. To be clear, I think that the impact on Twitter, number one, won't be immediate, it'll be gradual, and number two, it'll be more balanced. I'll get into that in a moment. He also managed to purge a bunch of the woke turds from Twitter. A lot of the pink-haired people that were working there, as within every Silicon Valley company, immediately went crazy, and some of them literally quit. They left the company. The ones that are still there are demoralized, and now more of them will quit as well. Good. It's a purge of the worst element of the company. The people, the venom within the company that's slowly sapping its strength is being pushed aside. And they're doing it for free. They're doing it voluntarily. They're leaving, they're going to go work for another company or go learn how to program or something like that. And if they already know how to do that, then they'll learn how to grow sugar beets or something, I guess. Elon Musk has successfully forced some of the worst parts of Twitter to leave Twitter. Great. It'll be wonderful. Here's what I think the impact will be when the final deal, every I is dotted, every T is crossed, everything's inked in triplicate, and the check has been signed, which apparently is going to happen. And it's indeterminate as to how fast that moves. We'll wait and see. There could be more legal shenanigans to come. He could withdraw back again and say, no, I've changed my mind a second time because your CEO said something I didn't like on Twitter or something. It is possible. I just think that at this point he just wants Twitter and realizes he'll have to pay up front the full amount. The other thing is the impact. I think that Twitter will probably begin stripping back some of the more onerous restrictions on users. Musk has already pointed out several possible ways to do this. Number one, that people are not banned indefinitely, unless it's for like illegal behavior, that the bans would be more limited. Strikes would not last forever like they currently do on Twitter. No other site does that. YouTube gives you less strikes, but they go away after a while. So why is Twitter so onerous? Somebody complained about you 10 years ago and gave you a strike, and now somebody else complains about something that you posted 10 years ago, and you get another one, and you're fucked for a while. This happens on Twitter. It's a very unforgiving system. So the concept of perma-banning people appears to be hazarded, which is good. I agree with that. The concept of banning people for what really is innocuous behavior is potentially hazarded too. You can be banned on Twitter for dead-naming somebody. You can be banned off of Twitter for making a basic insult towards the wrong person. You can name certain crime statistics and get banned off Twitter. You can engage in disinformation that Twitter later reiterates, whoops, it wasn't actually disinfo at all. Hunter Biden case, ring a bell? And get banned off of Twitter. And you can't get restored even if Twitter has to apologize to everyone about that. And you can't make a new account. In my opinion, Twitter should lead the way with a new model for older companies, so to speak. Get rid of all of the onerous, shitty, fucktarded rules that have been passed on these platforms over the last now more than a half a decade, and go back to the system that worked much better around 2013 or 14 or thereabouts. Strip back the anti-disinfo campaign horseshit because it's doing more harm than good. It has nothing to do with actually fighting disinfo. Stop working with the Biden admin, among others, to do it, by the way. And stop banning people for harassment when they're not harassing anyone and for parodying things. Satire accounts get banned. We've got the Onion filing the amicus brief in Novak versus Parma. We'll be talking about that separately. That's the sort of thing that makes the internet fun. Twitter has become a cesspit of banning things that are fun in favor of ever more hardened echo chambers. That's the other problem. Twitter and similar companies actually lend themselves to creating extremism by creating walled-off echo chambers of users through their algorithms and through bans and things like that, distorting the algorithm, banning users, etc. Somebody who's totally innocuous gets banned. Somebody who is actually saying crazy shit doesn't even get looked into. By the way, we have the possible amending of Section 230 by the U.S. Supreme Court at some point looming. And by the way, I hope that that happens. At some point, these sites are going to have to prioritize going after illegal content. You're not going to have the moderating capabilities to go after all of the other things that the pink-haired freaks in your companies want you to, because you're going to get smacked down probably by SCOTUS. I can't imagine that they're going to uphold 230 protections in their current iteration because they go so far beyond the actual intent of 230. Musk has to be made aware of this if he's not already, and restructure the company in such a way that it's capable of compensating. There shouldn't be any censorship of any kind, at least towards U.S. users, on any U.S.-based platform for lawful speech. It doesn't matter if somebody doesn't like it. It doesn't matter if they're offended. The ability to block somebody on a platform like that necessitates that we rebuke and repudiate the concept that it's important that the site itself ban somebody for offending another person, no matter how egregious the offense may be. If it isn't illegal, block them. If it's like the old liberal motto from the 80s and 90s, if you're offended, turn it off. Oh my God, something was on TV that you find objectionable. Don't write up to the TV station complaining. Don't file a stink case with your, god-awful, stupid lawyer. Turn it off. Switch the channel. Throw your TV out the window if you want to. Shut the fuck up and deal with the fact that there are things in the world that you don't like. Be an adult. Be rational and mature. The concept of blocking people and ignoring them on the internet is an age-old one. How did we get from the point where liberal millennials were like, ha ha ha, I'm being edgy and shit. If you don't like it, fucking boomer, all you have to do is block me. Oh wait, you can't find the block feature because you're fucking stupid. They went from that to saying, multi-billion-dollar corporations really need to do more to silence people. Because CNN told me there's a bunch of Russian disinfo out there. Give me a fucking break. I'm glad that he's going to go through with the deal, presumably. I predicted this, haha, and hopefully Twitter improves, because if it doesn't, it will die as a website. But I don't care. I'm on Gab and Getter. That's about all. Peace out.